This is how you completely melt proof your makeup. And this is coming from a Southern girly who grew up in Houston, Texas and got married on a boat in June. Okay, I know a thing or two about how to keep your makeup from sliding off your face. I'm going to start by canceling out some of the blue from under my eyes. Yes, this is a cream product and normally I tend to avoid those when I'm trying to make my makeup more long lasting. However, this particular pencil from Jones Road, it's the Neutralizer pencil, and this has a firm enough texture that it's not super greasy and emollient even as it heats up. And honestly, this is probably the best neutralizer I have found for someone who has some discoloration around her eyes. It just looks really natural and it moves well when I smile and crinkle around my eyes, and it doesn't get all bunchy. So the next thing that you really need to focus on is a low oil or oil-free base formula. I love the Chanel Le Beige Complexion Touch. This has a bit more coverage than the Water Fresh Complexion Touch. That one for me just does not offer enough coverage. I do have redness through the center of my face, and I need something that is going to cut that out, but still have a very soft skin-like finish. That Chanel is just so beautiful and it just looks very natural on the skin. And because it isn't a super oily formula, it doesn't melt off throughout the day as it mixes with your own oils. Now, if you're new to my channel, you might be wondering, why did she not put anything around her nose and mouth? Well, it's not because I suck at makeup. It's actually because I have perioral dermatitis. If you don't know what that is, it is a skin condition that can present looking a little bit something like a cross between acne and rosacea. So I use the Bare Minerals powder on that because it does not exacerbate that condition at all. If you are trying to clear up your perioral dermatitis, I highly recommend avoiding putting anything liquid over that and using powder makeup products instead. I have a whole video up here if you're interested. Now that we've evened out the face base, let's add a little bit of contour and depth back. This is a product that is newer and it has quickly become one of my favorites and I get so excited to use it every day. This is the Vanngo Tansculpt, and I have this shade Intentional, and I like to put it all over my forehead. I like to sculpt my cheeks with this as well. And I tend to not be very shy with this product because it blends out so seamlessly. Kind of did that a little high there. It just ends up looking extremely natural. I like to do a little bit across the bridge of my nose and I drag it down just a little bit on the sides here. And I have found that if I keep this space open, it tends to keep my blush from looking kind of muddy. And I like to do a little right here too, because who doesn't want a little bit more of a jaw snatch these days? I have used a variety of methods to blend this product out, but probably my favorite way is with a damp sponge. And this is just a Real Techniques sponge. You can use whatever you have on hand, but tell me that does not look so beautiful and natural. This particular product does not have an orangey tone. It's called their Contouring Balm. So it definitely leans a bit more toasty and cooler in my opinion, which is perfect for adding some contour to the face, but I also find that it still looks very natural as a bronzer tone as well. And part of what makes this formula unique, even though it is a balm, is the fact that it contains silica. Silica is going to help blur your pores and your skin, and also it has oil absorbing qualities. So if you are out in the heat, if you are sweaty, if you are in the humidity, it's not going to slide around on you. You could also use a powder bronzer in this situation. I just happen to love that formula so much and I find that it wears all day long. So the next thing I'm going to apply is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Blush. This is the shade Pillow Talk Pink Pop. I normally would go for a warmer color, but because I use that bronzer, I find that if I go too warm with my blush, it can tend to look a little orange, and that's really not the look I'm going for. This product in particular, I find kind of blends well over no matter what you put it over, even if you've powdered your face. But I like this formula because it goes on as a cream, or a liquid rather, and it doesn't get oily. It sets down and it's more matte and it stays in place. And even though it's a lighter shade, it lifts your face just enough and it looks super natural. This next product is absolutely essential in making your makeup last all day. And I know some of you are going to want to fight me on this, but I am telling you, as someone who grew up in a really hot and humid climate and has watched the rise of a lot of cream products and like super, super glowy looks, if you actually want it to last, you have to set your face with powder. So I really, really love this Jones Road powder. This is the translucent powder in the shade Light, the tinted face powder. So I want you to look at this. This stuff, I have a little bit of flaking on my nose, but don't mind that. This stuff is like an in real life filter. So I like to use this through the center of my face. It makes your pores just disappear. And I swear to you, this is the secret sauce to make your makeup last all day long, especially if you are in the heat and humidity. I wore this the other day over this look that I'm recreating right now, and I had it on for literally 12 hours. I had gone for a walk in the heat. I had been playing with my kids all day, and my makeup looked almost exactly the same as when I put it on. Like, I know that powder gets kind of a bad rap these days and people think it makes them look crusty and cakey. This stuff does not. I'm going to do just a teeny tiny bit of eyebrow defining. I don't need a lot just because I do have nano brows, but it's been a couple years at this point, so they definitely have faded out. So I do like to give them a little tiny bit of structure again. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo, and I have the shade Auburn, just because my brows, as they have faded out, pulled a little bit cooler than my actual hair color. And this is really close to my natural hair color. As you can see, I haven't colored it in like 10 weeks. It's maybe a tiny bit warmer because I use a demi-permanent, but that demi-permanent normally blends out these grays. I am due for a color right now. Don't judge me. Powders are so great though for not being melty. Like if you use a brow pomade, those can tend to slide around and also get a little bit shiny. A lot of times I will use a brow gel. I really like Glossier Boy Brow. I've tried a lot of other products over the years and I always just come back to that one. It's just probably the most natural looking on me, and I like how tiny that brush is. So once I'm done powdering these brows and giving them a little bit of more structure again, I will take a little tiny spoolie. This little brush set is super cool. This is from a brand called Ruby Hammer, and I picked out a couple brushes that I really liked, but they're super travel friendly and they click together. They're magnetic, so you can build your own brush stack. So we've got that powder on that's not going to melt on us. I'm just going to take a tiny, tiny bit of Boy Brow. Using that tinted brow powder, honestly, I could get away with using a clear brow gel at this point. I'm just using what I have though. This stuff doesn't tend to run even if you get splashed. Now these next products are new. These are launched from Charlotte Tilbury. These are the Exagger eyeshadow sticks. I have the shades Amber Haze, which is a shimmer, and it's this gorgeous mid-tone ambery color. I love this because it's not too light or dark, so you'll see that in a minute. And then I also have Satin Diamonds, which is this other light color here. It's a very pretty champagne sort of color. And what I like so much that they did with this packaging is they put the colors on the bottom, so you don't have to sit there and read. You can just glance down and know which one you're grabbing. Now, I love an eyeshadow stick. A lot of you already know that if you watch my videos, especially about Jones Road. This particular eyeshadow stick from Charlotte Tilbury, I find dries a little bit faster, and so I feel like I have to work a bit quicker than with my Jones Road. That was Amber Haze. This is Satin Diamonds. A little bit down in this corner as well. I'm going to use a brush for these. You can use your fingers, but I like using a brush, especially when I'm sketching out a more geographic shape like this. These are truly, truly budge-proof, waterproof, life-proof. You have to use some sort of an oil to get them off. I use just like jojoba. Now that I've got this elongated wing shape, I'm going to put some on the underside of my eye as well. I like to connect that corner a bit and drag that shape up. The thing I do find to be really nice about these shadow sticks is you can always build them up. And so say you want to add a little bit more, I'm just taking a little bit more on my brush and cleaning up and perfecting that shape a little bit. Something that I love so much about this shade Amber Haze is that I feel like it strikes the perfect balance of not being too deep that you couldn't wear it easily during the daytime, but also it has enough depth that you could add on a really dramatic liner to this and easily transition it from day to night. Now, eyeliners can be a bit tricky for some people, especially if you're using a pencil. A lot of times you have more cream base in those types of formulas. So I am using the Jones Road gel liner today. This is the shade Espresso, and this was part of, I think, a limited collection they did. They have like a brownish one and a black one. This is like the perfect inky brown. So I'm hoping that they will bring that back. But I like to get really, really nice and close on the lash line here. I bring it a little bit further, just depending on my mood, but a little bit further on that inner corner. I'm going to layer on a bit more because I want some intensity, and I'm sticking really, really close to my lash line. And then I'm going to follow that angled shape that we took. And something I kind of like to do is find that space underneath where your lashes are and drag up. And then you can kind of connect. I have deep set eyes, so this works well to lift that shape for me. I have to be honest, using shadow sticks and a gel liner, it feels like a cheat code in terms of how easy it is to apply. But both of those products, the Charlotte Tilbury and the Jones Road gel liner, have such incredible longevity, and they really are melt and splash proof. So it feels like the best of both worlds in terms of the color payoff, the longevity and wear. This next product is truly a make or break it product when it comes to heat, melting, splashing, all of those things. And that is mascara. Now, the thing with mascara is it could end up melting all over you and smudging underneath your eye, above your eye, flaking everywhere. This is the L'Oreal Panorama mascara. This is the non-waterproof. I absolutely love this mascara. I think it is one of the best you can buy in general, and that's saying a lot considering I am a mascara snob. I've tried brands like Sisley, Dior, which I love my Dior Iconic Overcurl, don't get me wrong, Westman Atelier, Armani. I have used a lot of different mascaras over the years, tubing formulas, and this really takes the cake. It is a film forming mascara, so you get some of that water resistance without actually being a waterproof formula. I also love this one because I can build it up after I've put it on and it doesn't flake apart the tubes because it's not truly tubing. This is a mascara that I have purchased time and again, and while I live in Colorado now, we still go to Texas and go to Houston to visit quite frequently. And this is a mascara that I have put on to go for runs when it is like 100% humidity and 90 degrees outside, and it doesn't flake, smudge, or transfer. I have been splashed by small children at the pool wearing this mascara. I go for very hot walks here in Colorado, and it's not giving me crazy flaking problems, even though it's a drier climate. This is truly a do-it-all type of formula, and I feel like the way that this brush is, it really helps to grip and lift your lashes. Sorry, I'm dropping things left and right. But I don't have to curl my lashes with this. If you're wondering about my lashes, because they seem kind of long, I do use a lash serum that is linked below, and it is prostaglandin free, aka hormone free. That's something that's really become important to me over the years because I don't want to damage my eyes. Now that we have sufficiently brought the drama for the eyes for this look, and we've mattified the skin, and we're gonna have this staying looking fresh all day long, here is my key to lips. I want something that I can easily reapply, that I am not worried about looking weird as it wears off. So I need something I can almost apply without a mirror. So I have come up with this really lovely combo. This is the L'Oreal Blurfiller lip liner. It's this like chubby crayon. Literally looks like my kids' plastic coated Crayolas. So this allows me to quickly define my lips, and it gives the look of like when I put on my Makeup Forever Endless Cacao lip liner and actually go and like smudge it out with my finger. This shade is Mocha Mousse, so it's like a warm brown tone, which I love. It gives you that sort of contoured lip look. But what I've found with this product is that as it wears off, it doesn't necessarily look like I've got like chocolate milk around my lips the way that traditional lip liners can as they wear off. It's a little softer. So no, it's not the most long wearing product, but again, during the summertime, I find that like if you're at pool parties and you're eating and whatever, talking a lot, your lip stuff is going to wear off anyway. You could also use, I love these. These are the Wonder Skin lip stains. You could also use these. I like those as like a foundation. Now this is a L'Oreal gloss. It's their like hyaluronic, Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil. And this is the shade Quartz Lights. It's like this sheer shimmery pink. And the shimmer is small enough that it just kind of enhances the size and shape of your lips as it catches the light. It's not like super chunky glitter. I'm telling you as a girly who has had Chanel lip balms, Tom Ford, this feels and looks so much more expensive than it is, and it actually wears really nice. Because it is plumping, it does have a subtle tingle, but it is not uncomfortable by any stretch of the imagination. Now, this is the completed makeup look that I did yesterday that lasted for 12 hours with zero blotting, zero powdering, zero touch-ups whatsoever. I did not add this yesterday, but if you really want to everything proof your makeup, use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It is truly amazing. This somehow just kind of melts everything together. If you've over powdered at all, it just sort of settles all that together and looks very natural and skin-like. So I do an X pattern across my face, so I'm gonna hold my breath so I'm not choking on this. Let that set for a minute. This makeup is going nowhere today. If you're looking for a more budget-friendly option of a setting spray, I think that the Ben Nye Stage Proofing Setting Spray is phenomenal. That's what I used in my wedding 13 years ago on the boat in Texas, and my makeup stayed flawless. I remember my mother-in-law commenting on how perfect my makeup was at the end of the day. But again, I used a lot of the same principles that I still use, where I'm using a foundation that is non-oily, non-greasy. I focus on a lot of powder products. There are products that have come a long way, like this blush from Charlotte Tilbury. And again, these sticks that even though they go on as a cream, they lock down so that they are not smudging all over the place. And they are truly waterproof. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Okay, I swatched these two on my hand. I mean, how stunning are those colors? I love them. So the first thing I'm gonna do to show you just how budge proof these are, I'm going to take a microfiber towel. This is what I use after I have washed my face. They're moving a little bit, but they're not gone, okay? This is, again, a towel. This is not me just rubbing lightly with my hand. Now I'm gonna take some water. Okay, I got a little spray bottle here. Trying not to blow my hair because I actually messed with it today and wanted to make it look nice. Still there, okay? They're I am having to rub hard. Even when I'm rubbing hard. This one came off a little bit more, but that amber haze really is not going anywhere. And again, I highly doubt that you're going to be hanging out at a pool party or a beach and like heavily rubbing on your eyes. I am scrubbing. Okay, normally I have to use an oil to take that off. It is budge proof. I hope that you find all of these tips really helpful. These are things that, again, have helped me over the years to help melt, sweat, splash proof my makeup in the summer and in really hot, humid climates. If this was really helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. That helps other people to find my channel. And if you want to see more from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Bye.